Today we have already gotten through starting up your blog in part one, and in part two, getting your headshot up. And in part three, here we are reviewing the homework assignment, which is the first post, getting your first post up. And the assignment there is to share some of your work, either your favorite piece of work, something that really represents you. It needs to be original work. Maybe something that has a really interesting process, or it was really challenging for you. I just want to know more about you, and anybody who will read your blog will maybe want to know a little bit about you and your style. So once you have your work picked out, make sure you have an image of it, and I'll show you a sample image of my work so that you have an idea of what's expected. You can either have a formal shot or a working shot of your process. And here we go. So I am here on my blog on my dashboard page. I'm going to go down to posts. I'm going to go to add a new post. The title of my post is going to be Week 1, My Work. I would like you to use that title for your post so that it's easy for us to find when we pull it up to critique in class. So Week 1, my work, just like that. And actually, let's go ahead and do this down here too. We're going to add a couple of tags so that it's really easy to find. WordPress will categorize it for us if we add the tags. So GD201, that's the class name. Add. Week 1, add. Original work, add. Okay, so those are the 3 tags that I would like you to definitely use for this post. And I know that for mine, I'm going to post something that is watercolor, and it is going to show my process, which you'll see. So I want to add those on there. It's also, there's typography. Okay, so that's done. And next up, I'm going to go ahead and publish this. I know it doesn't seem like we have much done, but I just want to show you what we've got going on. Did you hear my dog? She's a little, she's groaning. Hey, Smalls. Maybe you'll get to meet my dog someday. Great. My first post is up there. It doesn't say much, but it's up there. Okay, so we are going to go back to edit this. I want you to take note of the width here while this page is loading. See the width of this column right here? Okay. We'll come back to that in a second. Okay, so I already have my picture picked out, and I'm going to open that in Photoshop to show you. The magic number, while this is opening, I'll explain. The magic number, the width of that column that I was showing you on the blog is 630 pixels wide. And the blog really looks best when the images that you post are 630 pixels wide. You can do by any height. I probably wouldn't go much higher than 630 pixels high because that's getting to be a pretty big image. So this is the actual size that it will show up as because I've already prepped and saved my image here. So you can see it's RGB. We're seeing it at 100%. If I go, oops, come on here, wake up. Spinning wheel of death. Image size. It's 630 pixels high, wide by 630 pixels wide at 72 pixels per inch. That's per inch, as in dots per inch. Okay. And I've already saved it. You can see I've used good naming conventions, 0, my last name, -paint, -72, so I know it's ready to go. Okay, so here's the thing. Some of you asked in class last time, what if I don't want to show large images of my work? This still isn't very large because if somebody prints it, it's only going to print very well at this size, which is pretty small. So you probably don't have to worry. But if you don't want it to even appear online at this size, an alternative would be, first you can show something shorter. So I'll show you something I've prepared. I'm going to go ahead and close this. I've already saved it, so I'm going to say don't save. But be careful when you do that. Finger wag. Okay. So here's another example where I've displayed 2 images on a 630 pixel wide by 315 tall image. Again, the height can vary. So you can either do it that way, show 2 different images, or like you can show on the left side, you could show a zoomed out version of the whole piece, and then you could show a close up over here. I would just be careful to like have a nice margin so that it's clear for people. Another thing, you can add a watermark if you want to, and I'm sure that there are websites out there that will add them for you automatically if you're not sure how. If you're not sure how, feel free to stop by my office hours or reach out to a classmate who is more of a whiz in Photoshop. They're pretty easy to add on there if you want to. So this is a good size. I'm going to close this out since I'm not using that image, and I'm going to go ahead and add my media. I've already uploaded it on here, but if you hadn't, all you have to do is click upload and add it there. But mine is there. Oh, 722. Actually, that might not be the one that I want, so I actually am going to go ahead and do this. Desktop 72. Oops, gosh, I'm a goofball. I want Paint 72. Yes. So I'm deselecting that one and I'm selecting this one. I'm going to, the title, that's just what is going to appear when you hover over the image on your blog. So I'm just saying Paint. Center, we'll make sure that the text is bumped down underneath it. Link to media file, that means when someone clicks on your image on your blog, it's going to open your image up in another page. Sometimes you might want to link to another website. For example, if you wanted to show one image on your blog but link to a Flickr page that had more detail shots of your work, that would be a good example of why you might actually want to link to somewhere else, and then you could put the URL in there. And I'm going to say full size since I was careful to size that accurately. Insert into post. Great, okay. Since we're new at this, if you want to preview the changes once more, go for it, because it fills up that whole space there. Okay, I'm going to go back. Usually it opens up in a new tab when you go to preview. So I'm hoping this takes me where I want to go. Come on. There, okay, good. So the other thing I need to add in here is text, and I said 50 to 100 words text. I've already written up some text that I'm going to open. You are welcome to type your text directly into WordPress, but I have this little fear that somehow it's not going to save or I'm going to lose it. And sometimes I like to spell check it outside, even though there is a spell check here in WordPress. So, okay, copy, close, paste. Okay, so my text is in there. It looks like it might be more than 100 words, and I don't want to bore my readers. We only have so much time to critique in class. And if everybody wrote 300 words, it would be a boring class. So I'm going to go ahead and open a new tab, and I'm going to go to word counter. There's always a word counter that comes up. Let's see, word count tool. We'll try this one today. And you know from lipsum.com you can get an idea, you can type in 50 words and it'll give you 50 words of dummy copy. But we want this to actually count, oh gosh. We want this to actually count how many words we have. So I'm just going to click in here. Slow computer is slow. Calculate words, 91. Okay, I'm in good shape. But you don't need much more than that. Keep people wanting more. Okay. I want to double check that week 1, the title is week 1, my work. I have 1 image up there. I suppose you could have more than 1 image, but I would keep it under 3. You don't want really long blog posts where people have to scroll through forever. Keep it short and sweet. And I'm double checking that I have my graphic design 201, original work, and process. Great, they're all up there. Update. You can also edit links and sharing down here if you want to, if you don't want to have those things pop up on your blog. Okay, so I'm going to close that tab, and I'm going to, it says post updated, view post. Okay, so I don't like this big gap right here, so I can click edit. You know, there are multiple ways to get back to your post, so whenever I see an edit button, I just go with whatever's easiest. I apologize for the slow internet today. I don't know why there was such a big gap there. Let's try this. Oh, it really shouldn't be there. Well, we're just going to go with it. And in a new tab, I'll just open up my blog. Sarah Zero Teaches. Don't be alarmed if my URL changes. I think I might change it back to Hey from Sarah Teaches. So don't let that confuse you later on. I'll keep you posted. This blog will be a great resource for you because I'm going to post samples of the assignments so that you know how to format things on the blog, on this blog, and then I'll also post the assignments on here as they're needed. So looky there, got my first blog post, got my about page. All right, so the next thing, this drives me crazy. The next thing I'm going to show you how to do in the next video is actually, if you don't want to have your image here, if it's doing things like this that are driving you nuts, I'm going to show you how to put your photo right here so that everyone can always see your lovely face right next to your blog title, right next to your most recent work. And that is that.